Also, for everybody being like, bro, Ozempic, bro, Ozempic, bro, Ozempic. Well, here's the thing. If he lost his weight over the course of 2 years, it might not be Ozempic at all. Also, if he did use Ozempic, who gives a fuck? What's wrong with motherfuckers? They're like, bro, how did this happen? Where like everybody was like, yo, fat people need to lose weight, dog. Fat people need to lose weight. And then they start losing fucking weight with Ozempic. Everyone's like, lol, you're on Ozempic, you fucking cheater. It's like, what do you want him to do? Die? It makes no sense to me at all. Like, I have never been like a big advocate of like, oh, you're being fat phobic type shit, right? As you guys know, I've struggled with weight, controlling my weight my whole life. My whole family's obese. I was obese, right? And I've always been an advocate not to fat shame people, but like I do sometimes engage in that sort of behavior when I see a fucking porky little pig cop, okay? It's gonna, I'm gonna do that. I'm sorry. I still have much love for the big boys, but like if I see a porky piglet, okay, barely fucking putting on the goddamn skin tight Oakleys and this fucking fat is like, popping out of the fucking Oakleys, I'm gonna say something, okay? But beyond that, it's like fat shaming obviously doesn't work. It literally does the exact opposite. People try to like take this moralistic position where they're like, no, I'm fat shaming you for you, dog. It's like fat people know they're fat, okay? They know they're fat. They carry that weight with them every day. I know that sounds like a pun. It's a double entendre, but like they didn't just recognize that they're fat when you told them that they are, okay? You just reminded them of something that like is already constantly weighing on their consciousness. Okay. Having said that, however, all this like Ozempic talk unironically makes me feel like yeah, no, anti-fat phobia content creators are like right. And it's just people just want fat people to die. Okay. But like fat people can't do anything, bro. Go to the gym. Pff, why are you at the gym, fatty? You're fucking eating. They're like, oh, fat guy eating again. You know how it is. Right? You take Ozempic, they're like, you cheated. It's like, bro, what do you want? The fuck do you want, man? There's like basically a fucking seemingly fucking miracle like anti-addiction cure over here. Okay? And it's got complications in and of itself, certainly. But like overall, being being obese to that degree absolutely is unhealthy for you. So the fact that like there is a drug that you can take that curbs your appetite, that allows you to fucking lose the weight is great. And it sometimes feels like a lot of people are mad that like they can't make fun of fat people any longer. You know what I mean? Like they're just like, oh dude, no, fat people are losing weight. Who will we make fun of? Don't do it. God damn. Mike Israel,
your ability to lose weight can be a test of your willpower, or you can take the pill and with no added willpower lose all the weight you want. And then you can test your willpower on tending to your family better, coaching little league football and being on time for the kids instead of standing in a fucking Hardee's line getting your third cheeseburger for that day. You can start a business. You can save the world. You can clean up the atmosphere. Everything. We're not running out of problems. If we have body fat as this thing that's going to sharpen our will and we get rid of that, the set of problems remains approximately infinite still, and you can sharpen your will on what's left over. If you think you're tough and proving your willpower to yourself by losing fat, you're right, but you're not getting jacked. You're not building a business because you're draining all of your willpower on that one thing.
Good take. I mean, interesting take. Hadn't really considered that, but like, overall, why the fuck wouldn't you take it? Okay? Why the fuck wouldn't you take it? That's 100% the reason. They need someone to be beneath them. I know bigger motherfuckers that are healthy and have no medical complications, while I know rail thin motherfuckers that have multiple issues wrong with them. Yeah, people say the skinnier person is healthier. Yeah, it's just like, it's very, very, very weird. Okay? Didn't influencers cause a shortage of it and ended up affecting the people who actually needed it? No, this is something that people do when they want to like add an additional qualifier to make it reasonable to fucking shit on people taking Ozempic because they're obese, okay? No, dude, there's not that many influencers that can cause a shortage of it. Do people actually take Ozempic that probably shouldn't be taking Ozempic, even though they're like, not even remotely unhealthy or maybe just a little overweight and they take Ozempic? Certainly, okay? There's always going to be fucking people. There's always going to be people that do that shit. But if you think that like influencers, a collective, let's say at most 100,000 people were able to cause you know, a shortage of a drug. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Also, Nico Cotto Avocado, if he did take Ozempic, definitely needed to take Ozempic. So it's not necessarily a fucking bad thing. Yeah, I'm someone who's on Ozempic. I'm someone who Ozempic is basically made for. Been more obese than morbidly obese my entire life. Insurance won't cover it. Influencers are irrelevant. Yeah, the real issue with Ozempic is that insurers actually do not fucking cover it, and you have to literally give up like all of your HIPAA rights, for example, to even be able to get it affordably. Okay, I know people on Ozempic. It's helped them a lot. It's great. You guys experienced my weight loss journey over the course of the past 4 fucking years, okay? Every goddamn day, I'm in front of the camera. I was very fat. I was very sad. I was very depressed, okay? I was so goddamn out of shape. And it took a long ass time to get back to a shape that I was comfortable with, okay? To feel healthy again. And as someone who's done this twice now in his life, first time was way more difficult, of course. Second time was still pretty goddamn difficult regardless. Okay. I'm telling you right now, it's not a bad thing that there is like a alternative for people out there who can't do that. Okay. It's crazy, dog. Y'all are fucking nuts. Like, it does not take away from their journey. And I just want everybody to be healthy. You know, it's very weird to me that there are people out there that just go, it's cheat code, dude. It's like, shut the fuck up. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Okay. What about bariatric surgery? I mean, you're talking to someone whose immediate family members, multiple of them have gotten bariatric surgery, and that's also been incredibly helpful for them, you know? So yeah, it's life-saving. I mean, my dad almost died multiple fucking times. Like, what are we talking about? Morbidly obese. Like doctors were like, this is a medical specimen that we have never encountered type shit. Okay. And yeah, he got bariatric surgery. You got a gastric bypass. They cut even pieces of his fucking intestines, okay? And now his internal workings is basically like a dog's. Like, he does not have a stomach at all. So shit just passes through him immediately. And there's additional complications that come along with that. Like, and by that I mean chill on him, bro. No, that's how it is. Why do you think your dog poops very quickly after your dog eats? It's because they don't have like a tummy where they hold on to it, but because they don't have a tummy where they hold on to all that fucking food, there's no way of like getting all of the micronutrients and macronutrients necessary for survival as well. I mean, obviously dogs have figured it out, but like for humans, it's new. Ozempic is not cheating like steroids. Well, there's no competition, so there's no competitive weight loss. Okay. There's no competitive fucking weight loss. So there's no cheating element. I don't even think steroids are cheating anyway. You don't reach Mike Israetel's size, volume, and muscle mass by just simply taking steroids and just sitting on the fucking couch. There's a shit ton of work that goes into it. Also, steroids can be a medical necessity. So there's that aspect as well. Dogs have stomachs. Yeah, but like a very tiny stomach in comparison. Like it just doesn't hold the same. Like a human being's stomach is capable of holding a shit ton of food. It just like quickly passes through the dog's body. Like a much shorter digestive tract. Thank you. That's what I was thinking of. Who cares about the long-term damages from Ozempic? I mean, dude, there are long-term damages. The reason why I never took it specifically is because it also causes muscle loss. And also because I don't want to be reliant on this for the rest of my life, because I know that if you stop taking Ozempic for one reason or another, you're probably going to yo-yo back. You're actually going to gain all the weight and more. Okay, that's definitely a problem. And muscle loss is definitely a problem as well. So those are the reasons why I didn't choose to take it. If you change your diet, Ozempic still works. I know, but it because the major thing that Ozempic does is basically curb your appetite. When you don't take it, you haven't been able to train your appetite to there's no way you could train your appetite. So why are you supporting it, bro? Because for plenty of people, this is a lifesaver. What do you mean? Yeah. Long-term usage of Ozempic versus fucking dying. Or also not dying, but objectively having a shittier life than you could. Okay. Because when you're morbidly obese, and many of you will never actually experienced that, luckily. When you're morbidly obese, everything is shittier, okay? Put on a goddamn weight vest next time you walk around, okay? And then you'll understand what I mean. It's shittier to go up the stairs. It's shittier to stand up. It's shittier to sit down. You're out of breath for after standing for like, 15 minutes. And in a country where like 60% of Americans are overweight, it's like, we got crazy obesity numbers out here. It's good. Has long-term effects on your joints, cardiovascular system, mental health, etc. Yeah, you mean obesity. It does. So yeah, it's like saying someone that needs a wheelchair is cheating. Yeah. Bro, just putting on your shoes. Yeah, exactly. I know all that, man. I'm a big boy still. I'm 230 pounds, Chad. Okay. I got, pretty decent muscle mass and relatively low body fat at this point. You can kind of see my abs now, which is great. But I'm still a big fucking boy regardless. And that means my joints are still taking a fucking beating. You understand? My joints are still taking a beating, even though my body fat percentage is comparably lower than the average person. So, for a lot of people, if it's just mostly fat, that's great. They can shed it off. And basically, the fuck are y'all talking about? This is a fucking diabetes medication that's seeing massive shortages because stooges are using it to go from moderately overweight to skinny. No. Most people are using it, aren't using it for the right purposes. Source, I work at a pharmacy. You are imagining from your own personal anecdotes, like abusers, and you're probably literally looking at people who are at the final stage of their fucking weight loss journey and going, oh, dude, you're not even fucking fat. That's a gross thing to admit as a pharmacist, for the record. Okay, if you are actually a pharmacist at all. Like, how do you think you have the ability to determine whether or not someone was like morbidly obese before Ozempic and like at what stage they are? And you have to remember something. A lot of people who are then skinny, okay, who get skinny are not going to get off Ozempic. They're going to have to keep using it for the rest of their fucking lives. Wegovy is the one that most take for weight loss. Ozempic is for type 2. As far as I understand, by the way, there is potentially, also, you have no idea if someone has diabetes and is like moderately overweight or not. Like, you just don't know. Do these people say the same shit about Valium prescriptions, about Xanax prescriptions? Oh, these people are just abusing this Oxy? Yeah. Anyway, I love being judged by the guy I'm picking my meds up from. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Don't say that. Also, I don't know if you know this, but somewhat moderately fat people can also be diabetic. Skinny people can also be diabetic. Look at Blau, And yes, for the record, like I said, people who then lose the weight still need to remain on Ozempic so they can stay at not gain the weight. And yes, I do know Ozempic shortages are happening. Okay. This is an issue born out of, I know there's a shortage. The issue is born out of drug patents and pharmaceutical corporations not keeping up with the additional demand. That's it. That's literally it. Okay. Do you understand? Hasan's new pharmacist, that person is not a pharmacist. Blau's type 1 though. So he's still, what do you mean? I mean, he needs a permanent pump, but the point is, so what about diabetics that need it? I don't think you guys understand. My entire family is diabetic. The fuck are you guys talking about? I know. Okay. I know. I worked on a team that ran clinical trials on semaglutide, Ozempic, and can safely say I'm so excited for the future research in weight loss drugs. Regardless of what anyone says, this is ultimately a good thing. Yes. Are people trying to say you're anti-diabetics getting Ozempic to help with their blood sugar? No, they're saying that people using Ozempic, people are looking desperately for reasons to say people using Ozempic to lose weight are actually in the wrong. And one way to do that is by matching them up against another group of individuals who are using Ozempic for diabetes. Okay. Which is ironic because a lot of fucking diabetics are also obese usually. Ozempic is for type 2. I have type 1 like Blau. Ozempic isn't really used to treat type 1 really at all. I've had diabetes since 2 years old. Yeah, I know. Okay. The irony, of course, is that the issue here at hand is the pharmaceutical corporations that are not releasing the patent, allowing generic substitutes to exist. Okay. Producing more of the drug. It's a crazy thing to just it is very American, but it is a crazy thing to just immediately be who's the problem here? People who are using this fucking drug for weight loss, which is the intended purpose of the drug. Okay. It's ridiculous. It's like fucking complaining about Propecia. Propecia. Oh, dude, Hasan, you're taking Propecia for hair loss. You are actually taking it away from people who need it for prostate cancer. You know why people aren't saying that? Because Propecia has generic substitutes, which is why you can get it for like fucking $5 a month. All of a sudden, no one is saying that. Even if they were saying that during shortages, they'd be fucking assholes. Okay? Even if hair loss is not an adequate fucking reason to take away drugs from people who need it for prostate cancer. Okay? But this is how drugs work. Okay, this is how drugs work. There's other uses for the same fucking drug, and they find this in clinical trials, and then they fucking sell it as such. You feel me? Another thing you can spend $5 on or $6 on is the top of the hour ad break avoidance fee, which is a subscription, which you can spend $6 on this broadcast and avoid the top of the hour ad break. Okay? It's like getting mad at people with ADHD because narcoleptics take Adderall as well. Yeah, it's ridiculous. My pharmacist told me I was competing with menopausal women for estrogen. That's insane. Incredibly unethical thing for a pharmacist to say to a patient. Why do they say in commercials that Ozempic isn't a weight loss drug? I'm genuinely confused. Because Ozempic is like the same drug as Wegovy, but Wegovy is the one that they are selling as a weight loss drug, versus Ozempic is the one that is a diabetes medication. I weighed 320 pounds and now I'm down to 180. Did I use Ozempic? Absolutely not. I'm glad I didn't, because I developed healthy habits on my own, like eating well and going on daily walks. If I had relied on Ozempic, I might not have built these lasting habits. No, you're wrong about that. Ozempic can also open up the world for you to actually be able to do a lot of those healthy habits that you might not have been able to do. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not correct. You can do both. We should just criminalize being fat. That's funny. Do you have a before picture when you were big compared to now? Would love to see a side by side. It's on my Twitter. Someone can find it and link it if you want to see my before and after. What happened to good old liposuction law? Dog, liposuction is insanely complicated as a procedure. It's deadly. I think Kanye West's mother literally died during a lipo procedure. It's not as simple as people think. You can die from it, okay?